Paris burns in stillness. The revolution has come, but not with voices or banners or flesh. Its soldiers are engines of iron. Automata patrol the boulevards, their clockwork grinding in rhythm with cinders glowing against stone. Alleyways twist into smoke and shadow. Plazas stand deserted, heavy with the weight of invention. The city is not alive, but it is not abandoned either. It has been remade, cold, relentless, unfeeling. This is Steelrising. Its difficulty began in the middle. Battles demanded patience. Mistakes were punished quickly. Ordinary enemies struck with precision, their attacks carrying real weight. I fell to them often, more often than to the towering figures the game called bosses. Every slip, a greedy strike, a late dodge was met with pain. The challenge was steady, never overwhelming. But once new abilities unlocked, the edge dulled. What began sharp became manageable. What once felt tense became trivial. Soon, fights that had stopped me cold crumbled under my momentum. The bosses, though grand in scale, rang hollow. They stood like monuments of steel, but fought like soldiers in disguise. Their gears clashed, their sighs loomed, their footsteps thundered. Yet the menace never matched the noise. Defeating them brought no trembling relief, no silence earned. Their victories felt like clearing rubble from a road, not conquering titans. Obstacles passed, but never remembered. Combat itself, though, carried strength. Dodging was sharp, stamina management tight. Here, the game spoke the language of Souls-inspired titles most clearly. Every roll was a gamble, every swing a commitment. I chose the whip. Its reach was my ally, its damage the cost. Each strike cracked with precision, keeping foes at bay, demanding patience. My battles stretched into deliberate exchanges, measured not by power, but by timing. With the whip, I became less a brawler and more a duelist, dancing with clockwork soldiers in the ruins of Paris. And the city itself pressed hardest of all. Streets wound narrow, stone facades leaned overhead. Smoke clung to corners where quiet should have lived. Variety was thin. One district bled into the next, each echoing soot, stone, and ruin. Yet the sameness built something, a suffocating presence, dense, heavy, dystopian. This was not a place of wonder. It was a place that forced endurance. The level design mirrored that weight. Corridors bent back on themselves. Stairs curled into dead ends. Roads twisted until every turn felt familiar and unfamiliar at once. I was often lost, compass became a lifeline, a necessity more than a guide. Interconnectivity existed. Doors opened, paths linked, but never with awe. There was no gasp of recognition when a shortcut revealed itself. These connections were functional, never magical. Exploration rewarded persistence, but rarely surprise. Treasures were scattered everywhere, tucked into alcoves, hidden in broken carts, placed along narrow streets. But abundance dulled discovery. Each chest felt expected. Each trinket, another step along a straight path. The city led forward, not outward. Its streets were many, but its secrets were few. Yet the atmosphere endured. Paris, heavy with smoke and clockwork, never released its grip. Cinders glowing against walls, the hiss of hydraulics beneath the hush. Automata waiting just beyond the corner. What it lacked in variety, it delivered in tone. The city was unchanging, but unforgettable. The story promised revolution, but only half delivered. Revolutionary France, reshaped by automata, carried promise, and at times the idea burned bright. But execution stumbled, dialogue faltered, characters faded as quickly as they appeared. Arcs that should have bound the plot unraveled before their weight could settle. It was a story with ambition, but little endurance. And yet, Aegis remained. The automaton protagonist carried me where the tale faltered. She was not human, yet she felt more alive than those around her. Her presence gave the revolution meaning. Through her, the chase of the main plot mattered. Through her, the silence of the city was broken. Aegis was grace in steel, dignity in ruin. She gave the journey its heart. Visually, Steelrising struck a mood. Automata adorned in gilded armor, costumes elaborate, ornate, almost theatrical. Paris stood in ruin, but still carried grandeur. Lantern glow lit the stone. Shadows played across brass and bronze. The art direction was confident, unafraid of spectacle, even when polish wavered. Animations could be stiff, details uneven, but the world carried style. It looked the way it wanted to look, heavy, deliberate, darkly beautiful. Taken together, Steelrising does not reinvent. It borrows the shape of Souls-inspired games and wears it plainly. It does not sharpen mechanics into cruelty. It does not stretch them into wonder. It stands steady, content to echo what came before. For me, it sits in B tier, not a legacy, but a worthy entry. A game I recommend to fans of the genre, and a doorway for those who want to learn its rhythms without being crushed. When I look back, I do not remember trembling after bosses. I do not remember awe at shortcuts revealed. I remember the crack of a whip, the weight of narrow streets, the quiet broken by engines. I remember Aegis, more alive than her world, carrying the revolution on her shoulders. Steelrising does not astonish. It does not punish. It carries you forward, through fire, through iron, through Aegis herself, until the streets of Paris, once bound in iron and silence, breathe, not with life, but with survival.